The Spun and Publish Presents, a saga ignited beyond imagination, a signature video book by Orea, officially certified with VideoBook certificate number.
Chapter 3, The Abyss of Knowledge. At that moment, I felt someone's hand touch my shoulder. A cold shiver ran through my skin. I turned sharply. My brother stood next to me, his face contorted with alarm, marked by worry about what was happening to me. His eyes searched for mine, full of questions that silently screamed. "Are you okay? What's going on? You're pale," he whispered. His voice, low and hoarse, barely reached my consciousness, almost drowned out by the noise around us. He did not take his eyes off Nathanael, whose presence weighed in the air. In that look there was a warning, a call to be careful. I felt slightly dizzy. The ground beneath my feet tilted. My brother's hand pulled me back decisively, wrenching me from Nathanael's hypnosis. It was like waking up from a deep sleep. He had always protected me, since childhood, with the stubbornness of an older brother and an intuition stronger than mine. And now that instinct was saving me again. Before I could say anything or even fully realize what was happening, the door to the lounge opened. Laughter and music flooded in, quickly dying down. "Elizabeth." A woman stepped across the threshold. Her gaze piercing, sharp as a knife, instantly fixed on Nathanael, ignoring everyone else. The tension thick and palpable, electric. "Nathanael, we need to talk immediately." Her voice split the air, interrupting the dancing and freezing the scene in awkward silence. She grabbed his elbow. Her fingers dug into him, trying to pull him away from me. The gesture was categorical, filled with possessiveness. Nathanael did not grant her a look. A slight, arrogant smile, fixed on my face, played on his lips. He looked as if he did not hear the interruption. The woman was annoying noise to him. This chilled me even more. "As I said, time is a valuable commodity," he continued calmly. His voice was quiet but piercing, completely ignoring the storm around us. "You possess more than you realize. Every second is precious." The woman sharply pulled him again. Irritation flashed in her eyes, a fire of jealousy capable of incinerating. It was Elizabeth. It was enough just to see her to sense that something existed between them, a connection, probably old, saturated with power and pain. "Nathanael," she repeated. Her voice was a strained whisper, trying to pull him out of the enchanted circle between us. He slightly turned his head, just barely, with a gesture of annoyance, but his gaze did not leave mine. His eyes weighed heavily on me, cold, inevitable, riveting. I was trapped between her, who wanted him, and him, who had chosen me. "Excuse me for a moment, Elizabeth," he said coldly, without moving. "This conversation is too interesting to be interrupted." His words were like a whip, a refusal that left no room for objection. Her face froze. Displeasure turned her into a statue. Everyone who had been dancing moments ago was now watching in heavy silence. But Nathanael was completely turned toward me. I was the center. I was his focus with some dark, obsessive intensity. "And so, where were we?" he asked with a slight curve of his lips. "Ah yes. 7 years. A negligible price for infinite knowledge." He uttered it with such ease, as if he were offering me a sweet, not asking for a part of my life. The unexpected encounter shook the foundations of everything I believed in. How could someone want to buy moments from my life? His words were a mockery of everything I held sacred. The lounge suddenly turned into a scene from an absurd spectacle, in which I played the main role, stunned, without lines. 7 years of my life. An unbearable price even for the greatest revelation. But somewhere beneath the fear, my intuition screamed that there was something even more dangerous in this offer. How had he penetrated my thoughts so deeply? How did he know about my thirst to understand the truth? Was it a coincidence or part of a game whose rules I did not know, and the stakes were huge? The idea that behind the facade of the world there was a network of powerful secrets attracted me. But it also terrified me. I imagined people like him, shadowy figures, pulling the strings from the dark, and I just a tiny thread in their hands. To plunge into this world meant to encounter a power that human reason could not grasp. Was it worth it? Emotions clashed within me, suffocating me. I stood enchanted, horror and the thirst for answers fought in my chest. I felt I was on the edge of an abyss from which there was no return. But only in it could I discover the meaning I had been searching for all my life. Questions swarmed in my mind. But there was no answer. His offer sounded like a call I could not ignore. It challenged me to look into the mirror of existence and see the truth even if it incinerated me. I realized that his price was my very essence. And that this choice would determine the rest of my life. My verdict? But my time was limited to this sleepless night, the only night in which the Grail could manifest not as a myth, but as a reality. This night was the last one before the inevitable separation from life. And I had only it to say goodbye to all the dear people who had left an indelible mark on my life. Only one night to finally forgive myself for all my mistakes and weaknesses. Only one night to leave this world with beautiful memories and warm emotions sealed in my soul. This night was my last. My verdict? I realized that the choice I would make would shake the foundations of my known world. Only today. Do you understand? I only have this night. I declared with unexpected firmness that surprised even myself, my voice ringing in the hushed hall, where music had reigned moments before. Every word of mine echoed in the silence. Nathanael laughed seductively, ready to wrap his tentacles around his prey. His smile was cold, predatory, as if he had already caught me in his trap. Today is only a door to infinity. 7 years for access to the archive of knowledge, the repository of mysteries inaccessible to anyone else, and the key to the door that divides the world of illusion and reality. Think of all the things you could see, learn, experience. With my help. His voice was soft, but his words stuck in my mind, promising unimaginable possibilities. Your help comes at too high a price. I replied, trying to remain cool, but I felt my face burning. I'm not sure I want to look at the world through your prism. My voice trembled despite my efforts to control it. Fear and curiosity fought within me. But deep inside you crave answers. He whispered, approaching slightly, his breath spreading like an icy gust on my skin, chilling, but also attracting. Aren't you tired of illusions? His words were a direct attack on my most cherished thoughts. He read them effortlessly. His words pierced me sharply, touching my deepest desire. My chest filled with a rhythm I did not know, overflowing with strange excitement and trembling anticipation. Had the moment come to free myself from the shackles of doubt and embrace this chilling hope? To cross the threshold of the unknown? Every cell in my body vibrated with indecision and longing. I think this conversation is over. I said as calmly as possible, even though my heart was pounding in my chest. I could barely utter those words, my voice was almost inaudible. But Nathanael did not release his grip. His gaze remained fixed on me, and the corners of his lips curved more predatorily. Well, I don't think so. His voice died down. An iron determination was audible in it, which tolerated no refusal. It just began. And there is no turning back. His every word sounded like a verdict that sealed my destiny. These words were a prophecy, turning my destiny from a chaotic labyrinth into a predetermined path. I did not know what it would bring me, but I knew that the world would no longer be the same. That even if I escaped, the knowledge was already sown in me and would never stop growing. Now my instinct screamed to run away, to tear myself from his grip before he swallowed me completely. I remembered that nightmare from my dreams, in which the shadows of the dead whispered names to me with the voices of people I had never met. I remembered the smell of the wax candles from that old library, where I first understood that secrets do not like light. All this accumulated, intensifying the feeling of impending danger. I left. Without looking back. With every confident step on the cold marble slabs, I felt my inner strength slowly growing. A new, unfamiliar wave of bold confidence rose in my soul. This feeling was a boundary line. The end of my familiar world and the beginning of something entirely new. The clatter of my elegant heels echoed deafeningly in the hushed hall. A single sound in the empty space, measuring the passing moments. My back bristled as I walked away. My neck flared, but instead of warmth, an icy shiver crept over my skin. His gaze was unwavering, with a strength that pulled me back. As I moved away, I felt that the shadows from my dream were already following me, silent witnesses to a choice that no one could reverse. Despite the noise of the music and the chime of glasses coming from the other halls, I heard only the beating of my own heart. I felt a slight tremor on the floor, and I caught the sharp scent of ozone, mixed with the fragrance of evening flowers. His lips, marked by a deep, silent enigma, irresistibly called me to turn around. My whole body screamed to run, but nevertheless something pulled me back toward him. His eyes pierced me easily, they read me. I felt stripped bare under his intense gaze. Every thought, every emotion in me was on display, fully exposed. There was not a drop of mercy in them, only cold, calculated intention.